Hey you guys, it's Kay. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, please subscribe and also turn post notifications on to get notified every time I post. This video was well needed. I have been gone for 3 months. I'm so sorry you guys that I left you guys hanging, but this semester kicked me in the butt. Like when I tell you guys this was a hard semester, this was a hard semester. A&P 1 is stressful. You know, I know when I first started my semester, I told you guys I was taking microbiology and A&P 1. Child, I dropped. No, I withdrew from microbiology. I could not deal. I had to withdraw. Like, when you are taking 2 sciences, that is craziness. And I know people who can do it, but I was just not one of them. But I actually cried, you guys, because I did not want to withdraw from, I keep saying withdraw because when you withdraw, that means you basically already paid for the class and you're just withdrawing. When you drop, that means you didn't pay for the class. So yeah, I actually cried, you guys, because I withdrew it. And I was so hurt because I thought that I could do it. And realizing that I couldn't take 2 science classes at a time, I was just mad. And then my school had ended up changing their policies, which was if you are not in a certain major, basically they would take you, you couldn't take that class unless you paid your money for it. So that was stressful within itself. So at that point, I just had to let the class go all the way until November. And I finally dropped it and withdrew from it in the beginning of November. So yeah, I ended up withdrawing from microbiology. It was annoying. And also, I had to go because they made, for some reason, I didn't have to come on campus at all except for a lab. So I would have to come on campus for lab for microbiology. And who has time to have a class online on Tuesday and Thursday and then have a class online for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and come into class for lab? It was stupid. It was just wasting my time. So I said, I'm going to take this class again, fall 2021. And yeah, so that's why I'm going to be taking this again. I'm still going to be able to apply for the nursing program, you guys. It's just going to take me a tad bit longer, I guess. So now I'm going to be officially in spring 2022. That's when I'm going to start the nursing program. It's crazy, but we'll get through it. Okay, but I know you guys want to get into it and how to pass A&P 1, and I am here to give you guys the tea. So, yeah. I also wanted to say that I know a couple people who took microbiology and anatomy together, and a few of them failed. So, only the strong survive, you guys. So, I'm glad that I made this decision. It was honestly the best decision in my life. It is what it is. But let's get into it. So, first, I invested in this iPad this semester. This is the iPad 8th generation 10.2 inch. And this was the best investment I could have ever made. Now, I'm a paperless student. I put all my PowerPoints in here. I put all my textbooks in here. And it works wonders for me. I would not recommend, like, I do take notes on my iPad. Like, I am a paperless student, but I would not recommend just taking notes and just depending on that. Now, if you learn from writing, that is amazing. But me personally, if you're an visual and you're a visual learner, then I really recommend just watching videos and not taking notes, because it did not help me at all. But I still do love this iPad, even though I'm not using it for just taking notes. But okay, so what I use my iPad for is just putting all the PowerPoints on here. If I do go to buy a textbook, I'm going to probably put the textbooks on my iPad and just keeping everything in order and together. And also, I did invest in GoodNotes as well. So that's how I basically write on my PowerPoints if I see something important. But let's just get straight into the tips. So my tip, I'm looking at my tips right here for you guys. So my first tip is to make use of those PowerPoints. If your teacher gives you PowerPoints, it's amazing because it's basically condensed. Instead of reading the whole textbook, they gave you the PowerPoint. So basically take advantage of that. Now, I ended up buying the book, which the book helped me because when I took my first exam, I ended up getting a C. And the reason I got a C is because I strictly just went off of my teacher's PowerPoints. And as I get through these tips, you're going to see how my learning style actually changed and how my studying style developed over the semester. So yeah, do not just depend on the PowerPoints. You have to look for other resources. But yeah, I ended up getting a C because I was just using my teacher's PowerPoints. So I thought the issue was he's not putting enough information, so let me get the book. I ended up getting the book, and the book helped me tremendously for this nervous system. Majority of my learning came from the book. But I also, this guy on YouTube named WYZSCI. So he is amazing on YouTube, guys. I'm going to link him in the description. He had lectures for every unit in anatomy and physiology. And he helped me tremendously because he had the same PowerPoints as my teacher. Because my teacher did not make his own PowerPoint. Because he's literally using the same guy that I watch on YouTube that helps me even better. So, yeah. So that's like my second tip. Look for different resources. Watch YouTube videos. They help you the most. I'm sorry if my tips are like all over the place, but I'm really trying to give you guys a good detail of what I'm trying to say. I really think that you should use all the resources you can. I ended up buying the textbook. I ended up watching multiple YouTube videos, and it helped. Different things helped me more. So when it came to buying the book, it helped me for one unit, and that was the nervous system. It helped me for the whole nervous system. But after I got rid of the nervous system, it was time to go on to the endocrine system and the special senses. And the book did not help me at all, you guys. I ended up doing really terrible on that exam. So what helped me the most was the videos, and I really didn't watch the videos. I just started reading the textbook for that, and I started taking notes. Wrong. I am an auditory learner. I realize that now, and that's all that I can do. I need videos. I need at least my teacher's lecture, or I need a YouTube video to help me get through. I need it to be explained. So yeah, I would definitely recommend just having a video to guide you if you can, and it works wonders. Now, my second tip is to use Quizlet. So when it comes to those PowerPoints, you guys, Quizlet is what I use to basically take everything from the PowerPoint and put it on Quizlet into question form or put it into vocabulary form. Either way, your girl was using Quizlet, and I basically put the whole PowerPoint into Quizlet. And you're basically studying the entire PowerPoint. It's crazy. Like, that's what you're basically doing, you guys. I've been doing that this whole semester. So Quizlet was my number one thing that I use. Okay, so tip number 3. Watch lectures from YouTube before attending the class. So if you are not that type of person where they be like, oh, read the book before you go to class. You guys, anatomy and physiology, you have the upper hand. You have videos all across the board. So not even just the person that I recommended. It's multiple people on there. And just watch the freaking video before you go to class. That's just like reading the book before you go to class. You already gonna know what you saw, and you're gonna know how to follow along with what your teacher's saying. So I watched every video. Like I said, I had the freaking advantage. My teacher had the same PowerPoints as the guy that I was watching on YouTube, and I watched this guy's YouTube video. And then after that, I went straight into class that Tuesday, and I was able to follow along the entire time because I've already watched the video. And usually if I watch the video on YouTube, I will start studying that night. So I was already ready. I was coming in and I was like, this mean this mean. He would ask us questions and I would already know. So yeah, if you can watch a video, if you're not that type of person that just likes to read the book, watch a video. If you're auditory learner like me. Okay. Well, tip 4, whatever. Watch these lectures multiple times. I'm going to tell you guys now, anatomy is a very, very hard subject to wrap your mind and your head around. So if you can watch the lecture multiple times in your day, please do so, because once you watch it, it's like watching a movie. You watch a movie once and then you watch it again and you're like, oh, I missed that, I didn't see that. It's the same with lectures. You need to watch those lectures multiple times just so you can wrap your head around it. And it works for me because stuff starts to stick. And sometimes I don't even have to study it on Quizlet to remember it, because I heard it multiple times also. So it will just come up when I'm taking a test. So that's a big, big tip. Watch lectures multiple times. Even my teacher told the class that. He said, you're not going to learn this by just watching these lectures one time. So I think that's where a lot of people fell short in the class. Okay, so start studying your Quizlets. Just make sure you guys start studying consistently and try to study every day. I know it's hard, but at least take 30 minutes to an hour out of your day and study, because it will start sticking, you guys. Like, I can't even, you have to study a lot. You have to study so many times in this class. You cannot just try to study once a week and think you're gonna be ready for the test. You're not. I'm sorry to tell you. You have to watch lectures multiple times. You have to study on Quizlet every single day. Pull out your phone, pull out your iPad, and study. It's that simple. Use the new Crash Course app. You guys, it's a new app on Crash Course. So I think this is tip 6. Use the new Crash Course app, you guys. Their app basically has every system on it. And every freaking system has practice questions in this app. Okay, you guys, so here's the app. This app is amazing. Like I said, it has all the systems. Everything is covered. It comes with a video, and then it comes with practice questions for each section, as you can see. And all I do is just go through all of these questions, and I was ready for my final exam. So if you guys can download this now before you even start the class, or just start practicing now, you'll pretty much be ready, and you'll be ready for any questions your teacher has to ask you. And like I said, it covers all the systems for anatomy 1 and 2. Oh my gosh, when it came to the cumulative final, I literally just found this, guys, when I was taking my cumulative final. And I was like, yo, I literally made a freaking playlist for basically the practice questions. And I went through all the units at once, because they would just jumble them up and give me every question for every unit. And I went through every system for A&P 1, and I was more than ready for my final exam. I was so happy I found this app. So I'm telling you guys now, for people that are just coming into A&P 1, or people that are starting later on, get Crash Course app, please. So after you learn this information, go to the Crash Course app and start studying. I'm telling you, I'm giving you guys an advantage right now. Get the Crash Course app, please. It has so many practice questions on there, you guys. When I tell you for A&P 1, it had at least 700 practice questions for A&P 1. Y'all better get with it, y'all. All right, tip number 7. For lab, use Quizlet as well. So I know for lab, it is very different. You're actually just studying pictures. And if you are taking lab online, all they give you is pictures, okay? So I had to take lab online for COVID, because you know it's COVID times. My teacher would take pictures from online, I guess, and have the models on there. And I'm gonna basically show you what I did. I would put the PowerPoint on GoodNotes, and as y'all can see, I have an arrow right there, a whole bunch of arrows. So y'all get it, y'all get it. So as y'all can see here, I turned it into a flashcard. Y'all see the picture with the arrow? Oops. Y'all see the picture with the arrow right there? I will put that in the Quizlet, and this is the gluteus medius, okay? So what I would do is start studying, learn. I had this on right only. So when I saw this, I would type in, what is this? This is You guys, I think this is the biceps. I think this is the biceps. But let me just show y'all an example of what I did. Femoris. And I'm right. And I did that the whole time in lab, you guys. I took my teacher's pictures. If he didn't have it labeled, I labeled it myself. For some reason, he did not have the models labeled for muscles, so I had to make them all myself. And I did a pretty damn good job. And I passed that test for muscles with the A. So, I just gave y'all the best tip. Make sure you guys do that, because that helped me. If you're taking lab online, or even if you're not taking it online, just take the picture. If you're going to the class physically, take the picture of the model, what they show you, and just put an arrow there and start studying on Quizlet. You'll remember it. It's so simple. It's so easy. It's so easy to remember how to visualize something. You know where something is when you visualize it. It's crazy. I learned it very fast. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all that I do, you guys. Everything is on Quizlet. I can't even lie to y'all. My whole semester was on Quizlet. I had flashcards for everything. Now, I want to get into this because I'm giving you guys some amazing tips, but it all comes down to your teacher and how they word questions. Now, I ended up getting a B in the class, which I am very thankful for by the grace of God, because my teacher worded the questions so weirdly. I ended up having conversations with one of my classmates, and they said the same thing. They said, yeah, he words questions very weird. I studied my heart out, you guys, and I know majority of this information, and I can retain that information, and it's so easy for me to pull it up. But for some reason, he would try to trick us on these tests. So you cannot account for that when you're taking anatomy and physiology. All you can do is just try your best and make sure that you're actually learning something. Because when you're in nursing school, it's going to come up again. This is your base of nursing school. So I want you guys, even though you might not be doing the best on your test, if your teacher words things differently or words them weird or you don't really understand it, just make sure you know it. Because once you take the class again, if you have to get another teacher, you're going to be able to answer the questions. Or when you get in nursing school. So the reason that I know that my teacher asks these questions weird is because now that I've finished the semester, I see that I have a B. I see that for the most part, I kept getting C's and B's on my test. And the reason was because of the questions that he asked. I really don't know how to explain it, but his questions were so weird. Or he would ask you like try to give you multiple answers. So you have to check it off and see. It could be like 3 answers in one question. So it was just very hard for me. And I kept getting C's, I kept getting B's, which is why I ended up averaging with a B in the class. But the reason I know that he's asking questions weird is because now that I'm studying for the T's, you guys, your girl is getting all the questions right on the T's, practice problems or whatever. I'm doing amazing in the science section. And I'm like, dang, like I'm answering questions easy. I'm like, it's coming up fast. But when I took A&P I, I had a B. So you guys, all that matters is that you know the information. Do not stress about, I need an A, I need an A, I need an A. Because at the end of the day, the person who's going to win is the person that knows what they're talking about. Not somebody that said, well, I got an A on that test, so I don't. It's just crazy, you guys. So that's all I'm saying. Do not stress about trying to get an A. Honestly, in the end, it's you and that patient. It's going to be you between that patient and if they live or not your exam, okay? Don't study to pass. Study to learn and study to be able to apply this information when you get into the real world as a nurse. And I think that's what matters. I think that's the maturest way I can say this to you guys. Do not stress about it. Even though I got a B in the class, I know that I know A information. I am an A student, and to me, I don't care what his test says, because at the end of the day, he makes up his own questions and they're just worded weird, and I just didn't understand them. And I didn't have time to understand them because we only had an hour. But I ended up doing good on the final exam. I got a B on the final exam, and I got an A on my last practical. And I'm honestly just happy with my grade at this point. I worked hard. I do understand this information, and I'm continuing to study this information as I go. And whatever happens, happens. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that I gave you guys some insight, some understanding, and I hope I made you guys feel better about going into anatomy. I've seen so many videos on it's so hard, I failed it 20 times, I did this, I did that. You guys, anatomy is not impossible. Like I said, you have resources on YouTube. You have so many people helping you. You have so many apps. Like I said, so many apps and resources out here. You will not fail if you put in the work. I spent a lot of hours watching lectures multiple times, and it's not fun, but I did it, and I feel as though I learned a lot, and I didn't let myself fail the class. So do not listen to these people, you guys. If you're putting in the work, you'll pass. I'm telling you that now, and that's just what it is. I know teachers ask questions weird, but you were running know something if you really worked hard. And yeah, I'm finally done with Anatomy and Physiology 1. I passed the class, and now it's up from here, you guys. So next semester I take Anatomy and Physiology 2. So it's gonna be crazy, which is why I'm gonna continue studying for Anatomy 1 over this winter break, and also I'm going to start studying for math for the TEAS test and a little bit of the reading section. So right now, if you guys want to see like a little vlog on how I study for the TEAS exam, let me know. I got y'all, because that's what I'll pretty much be doing this winter. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys comment below if you have any tips. Let's all help each other, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.